Love and peace and happiness. Hey, love. Beautiful day, beautiful soul. And welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. Come to you live once again from Las Vegas. I go by Melinda NailFanatic, and you can call me Mel. And I'm back to deliver this latest timeless collective channel message from the download series. So if you're here, it's by divine design. Where it resonates, pick it up and run with it. Where it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today, because you always have the consequences and repercussions to pay. You have questions, I have answers. You can find those facts on the website and below the video in the description box. Get your personal reading booked with me today, if that's your choice. Either way, let's get this message in for you. This will be a full and complete message. I do not even make an attempt to try to get the message before it comes out. I like to receive the message right here live with you. And so you'll watch me shuffle. You'll see me receive the message in bits and pieces until it comes through perfectly clearly, or sometimes it just comes through clearly from the jump and then we just build on it. So however Spirit wants us to receive this message today, that's how it's going to be done. Now, some of you will watch this reading and everything I say is going to hit like on target, on point, right on the nose. Others of you, it will just be bits and pieces. So you be discerning, okay, as we go through this message. Dominant energy for humans living on Earth at this time is the Emperor energy. This is Aries energy. This is Mars energy. This is authority energy. This is organization. This is delegation. This is large and in charge. This is bossing up. This is understanding that the choices and decisions that you make affect, yeah, you, but the others too. The Emperor is not just in charge, but he actually has a larger kingdom than the kings do. So there are several kings in his territory. Okay, he has a very dominant position. As regards to business, this is somebody whose business is going worldwide. This is somebody whose business touches the ends of the earth. Okay, as regards to relationship, this is somebody who's a provider and a protector. Okay, as regards to personal relationship with self, this is somebody who's standing in their position and their authority and not to be pushed around. This is somebody who understands that I got the power to decide and declare what it is for me, and nobody else can tell me what to do. Like I said, it's that bossing up energy. Okay, so let's get into your collective. I did see that we should work with the Caroline Mize archetype cards today. I haven't touched these ones in a little while, so I'm excited to see what Source wants to say through them. So let's get into your message. Connecting the body and the body, connecting the body, heart, and mind, connecting the body and the spirit, connecting the heart, mind, and body, connecting the heart, mind, and heart, connecting heart, mind, and spirit, connecting spirit and body, connecting spirit, heart, and mind, and connecting spirit and spirit. One for the body, one for the heart, one for the mind, one for the spirit, divine truth. Let me see, speak, and hear with accuracy, clarity, and simplicity for my beloved brothers and sisters of humanity, for their highest, lightest, and brightest good, for their overall love, peace, health, wealth, and happiness, praise in all our days. What do we have going on? Let's see. Well, oh, look at this. We have the child eternal coming out. So this is about a person in a connection with one who has managed to maintain their youthful optimism, their hope, their excitement in life. And this one is connecting with a younger one who is also still very alive. It's like they never got that magical light squashed out of them. They have managed to maintain it because they're and nobody's managed to beat it out of them yet, is what I'm hearing. Nobody's managed to beat that out of them yet. So we have two different in age in this situation. There are two different in age in this situation. And with that Emperor energy there, it's like I see a desire to protect and provide for this young one. It's like, you know what? I got this magical child on my side. I got this child that just connects with nature, that connects with the higher vibrations of life naturally. And you know what? I'm going to support that. I'm going to help make sure that that stays alive in this child. I'm not going to sit back and just let it be destroyed at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be one of the reasons why this child easily maintains that energy, because I'm going to support it. I'm going to show why it's beneficial. I'm going to show that I have that too. And because I went through all that I went through in order to maintain it, I'm going to let this child know what they could expect. So whether this is literal age, because for some of you it's about you and a child. For others of you, this is about a person who's finally finding their magic in life at whatever physical age they are. They're like a spiritual child. And so there's this protective energy in this. And there's this like, let's do magic together. Let's enjoy the good times. And I heard, let the good times roll. Yeah, this is like two people that can go outside and, see the butterfly flying around the yard. And then, well, let's watch it. Let's see where it goes. Investigate, or I see them also looking at the ants and being very observant. Wherever they live, they have those big ants that like carry stuff. They've got big old chunks of leaves and stuff, and they're just watching, observing what nature is doing. Okay, so there's that energy there. So butterflies and ants coming through. Butterflies, agents, symbols of transformation. They go through a process where they don't look nothing like they used to look. Like if they used to look like that, they don't look like that no more, because they don't look like the caterpillar before they become the butterfly, And in order to become the butterfly, they have to go through this period of isolation. And like as they become the butterfly, there's nothing the same as life was when they were a caterpillar. Okay. Now the ants, thing about ants is ants work in colonies. They work together. They have a hive mind. And what's being shown to me is like, if ants are put in water, it's amazing how they'll do this. They'll like cluster together in the water. And so that as they're clustered together, the ones that are on top, it's like they survive. They can breathe. Okay. So working together for a common good, totally the energy that you're bringing to this one. And then also, they're flying. Like, I can't miss the fact that they're flying like the butterfly in the sky. Okay, so they have, I heard Akashic Records, because that song, take a look, it's in a book, and they're saying, yeah, it's like this child has natural access to the Akashic Records. You have access to the Akashic Records. You've done some deep diving. You can see the similar traits in this person. They might not even understand what they can do yet, but you know that they can fly too. And you're like, let's fly together for a while. So let's see some more. Now, we always start more in the spiritual aspect, and then the message is brought down more to the physical realm and what that looks like. So we're going to keep going. I see Sop. I see fresh friend Phoenicia. Phoenicia, welcome. Welcome. Okay. Ooh, addict. Interesting. So in your physical experience, with this addict energy, it's like, I see that you have an obsession for confronting the shadows, confronting the darkness, pushing. It's like the image is what's really standing out. Like, you're like, I got the power what? To address the darkness. I don't let the darkness win. I'm seeing like, I have the power to push against the darkness. I have the power to resist the darkness. And I see that that's what you do in your physical life. So this is telling me that you've come up against a lot of hate. You've come up a lot against the anger. You've come up a lot against the people who, I heard, try to take things out on you. There's a lot of projection that you've dealt with. People who would like to make you responsible for whatever they perceive to be their own deficiencies. I see that as well. Let me see some more for you. You're like, this is my journey. You just know that it's part of the journey. It's part of the path. Like, you're going to meet all types in life. You don't expect everybody to be holly jolly Christmas. No. Why Christmas? Why Christmas? Okay. But you don't expect everybody to be holly jolly. You don't expect everybody to be sunshine butterflies like you are, or like you can be, right? You know, part of a journey. You feel like it's part of a journey. And at this point, like, whatever this is you most recently been pushing against, you're like, okay, done doing that, time to move on. You feel it, it's time to move on. With the Exorcist in your headspace, you know that whatever you said or did when you were in this position of confronting the shadows, confronting the darkness, it transmuted energies and it helped free either yourself or others from destructive impulses. It's like, people don't know until they know. Awareness is everything. If somebody doesn't know that what they're doing is unhealthy, then they don't really have too much opportunity other than to just continue, right? But with knowledge and wisdom comes opportunity. With awareness, then there's a chance to make another decision. There's a chance to make another choice. Okay, so here you go, making people aware of, well, did you know that that's unhealthy? Like, somebody here, I'm saying it in regards to food, you know? Somebody's pointing out maybe GMOs or something like that, or the color, food coloring, red dye number, whatever, yellow dye number, whatever, that could, and the dangers of that. So in somebody, this is happening in your physical experience. But more than that, what they're focusing on right now is being aware of healthier traits versus traits and behaviors that don't really benefit a person in the long term. So that's why this connection is here right now, because there's somebody here who is still in the healthy traits, and you're just like, before they slip into something that's unhealthy, that's unwise, that's harmful, let me just entertain. I'm here. Let me just entertain and let me just support the healthy traits that they have. Okay, sure, Bear, welcome. Let me support the healthy traits they have. Let me support the empowered, the empowered state, their states of empowerment. So this person, this young one, has a lot of empowerment in them. They haven't exactly lost it, but it's like all of a sudden it's like once the child hits a certain age and they've been a magical child and all of that, something happens where it's like life. It's like the grown-ups start telling them, life starts coming at them. The grown-ups start telling them, you know, that's foolishness. That stuff isn't real. Get out of fantasy. Get your head out of the clouds, something like that. But this child doesn't really fall for that. And we did talk about them seeing butterflies in the yard and following them. And here we have exactly that in the imagery. They have a butterfly in front of them and they're flying with the butterfly. So there's transformation happening in the lives of these two people. But I see that one of the reasons they're together is so that they could support that magical part of each other, that magical point of awareness that they both have. It's really nice when you can have somebody in your physical environment that can see the magic of your life and be the eyewitness, the living eyewitness of it, okay? Because a lot of people who have that in their life, they do tend to go through a lot of those experiences alone and on their own, because a lot of the others around them are the ones that they have to defend that against. Like, they have to defend those abilities to see that all the clairs, you know, all the psychic abilities and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people, especially like if you get into religion, a lot of people will try to turn them against it, make them turn it off, make them think that it's wrong, it's evil, there's something wrong with that. Like, you know, to them, I heard blood, sweat, and tears. To them, if it's not about blood, sweat, and tears, it's not right. How dare you just think about something magical happening and then it happens in your life? How dare you have the audacity to do that when I'm out here busting, sweating, and struggling to get it all? Like, how dare you? But here you are. And you're like, I live my whole life that way. Don't fall for the BS that they're trying to tell you. It's okay for you to just manifest your life, materialize your life, and magically visualize it into your reality. It's okay for you to enjoy life, even if there's some difficulties going on over here at home or at school or where have you. Okay. See, the mentor energy comes out in your soul. Like, whoever this is, it's being brought into your experience. you are in this person's life because I'm seeing that you're the one that has more wisdom. You're the one that has more spiritual. I'm hearing the word acuity. What the heck does that mean? I know I've read that word before, but acuity, sharpness. It makes me think about sharpness because it's giving me sharp angles. But let me just look it up real quick for all of our benefit. Oh, well, look at that. Acuity, sharpness or keenness of thought, vision, or hearing. So you have more spiritual acuity than this person. Does that mean you know everything? Maybe not. Because, you know, who really knows everything, right? But what you do know is really refined. It's really developed. You've been at this for a while. It's not your first rodeo. And you have a younger one. Now, again, is the younger one a younger in age or a younger in spiritual stability? I'm hearing a younger in spiritual stability. Thank you. Now, there's this other thing here. So this mentor, yes, you come into their life to be this way for them, with them, but it's causing you to remember when you met somebody who could open up your awareness. It's like, I have this beautiful young one here, and I remember when somebody helped me to understand things more clear myself, when I had a mentor, right? And they told me one day that somebody would come into my life and I would assist them and I would help them to see just like they helped me to see. And now it's my turn. And that's the energy that I'm seeing here. Now it's my turn. So it's like when you're connected to this one, because I'm seeing for somebody, this mentor definitely is not in the physical realm anymore. Like this person transitioned already into spirit. But you could feel them with you. And it's like there's something about this young one's energy that just, it reminds you of yourself. It reminds you of the connection you had with your mentor, and it makes you want to develop this more. You know that the value and the importance that your mentor had on your life is irreplaceable. I heard it's irreplaceable. So you want to offer that, be that support system. You want to bring that to the table with this young one that's being brought into your experience now, because you know the value that that offered into your life. Excuse me. And so with this young one, this one that's being brought into your experience, it's like, you know that with the, I'm hearing, you know that with the light that they have, you see that they're facing all kinds of things in their life that are going to try to knock them off their path, that are going to try to make them question their abilities, their pure essence. I heard their pure essence. There's a lot of experiences that are getting ready to confront this person that are, and you know, and you could just be thinking general. It's not like, you know, that somebody's forming an attack or they're going to try to convince them otherwise specifically. But I feel like your awareness is that on the life journey, because this person has such a beautiful mindscape, you want to help preserve that, because you know that along their life journey, as it has been a long journey for you, you've had to maintain that spirit for yourself, that spirit of optimism, that spirit of livelihood, of childlike magical wonder and appreciation for life. And it's caused you to have to walk away from a lot of stuff. And with this one having notice how this one has a backpack and this one has a head covering. So you know that you have had to cover your mind. You have had to protect your thought process. You have had to do a lot of this stuff on yourself. The backpack is giving me like you've had to bring everything to the table to sustain this energy in yourself, because you have the energy of the child eternal, and that's where you're aligning with this other person. Yeah. The determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, the ability to see things with fresh eyes, is something that you have had to protect your mind, because other people try to tell you what, you know, what the mainstream idea is, what the societal belief is. And it's like, no, I'm not going to fall for all that. I'm going to continue to keep my freshness. See, this dark cloud tries to crowd the space, and I see like this is you in the physical world, but you stand in your empowered liability, and you're like, no, I have the power not to accept that into my life. I have the power to decide, you're not going to squash my magic out of me. You're not going to squash my positivity out of me. I believe, I know, I see, I've done it. I'm going to do it some more. So let me look more into the other person. Wow. One of the things you appreciate about this one is they have an ability to see solutions. They have ability to see into the workings of things. And this is a very powerful ability, because a lot of people, like, they can't see patterns. A lot of people can't, they have a creator's mind. Thank you. I like the way you say it. A lot of people can't see the outcome of a situation unless it's been constructed and handed in front of them on a platter. This is somebody here who can see how to make it. How to make what? How to make anything in the physical, if this is talking about more of their physical traits, but I'm really being pulled towards their spiritual abilities. This is somebody who can see how to use the spiritual abilities, the spiritual knowing, that childlike wonder and state of magical, alchemical ability to craft solutions. So this is like a kid. They watch their mother go through all these problems, all this suffering and stuff. But this child knows how to visualize a better outcome for their mother just by pure, like, it's their pure essence. It's who they are. They see people having difficulties, and by their focus on those people, they can imagine improved situations for them, and it actually works, right? It actually works. They're showing me a movie, The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio. Some of you really want to watch that. You'll have to look up which app to see it on, but The Prize Winner of Defiance, Ohio. An amazing, based on a true story movie of a woman whose physical life reality was very extremely challenging for many reasons, aside from the many children she had. But, she was able to utilize her mind to create all these magical outcomes for herself and her children. And that's the kind of energy that this child has. This young one around you has the ability to see how to create magic in people's life. And then I'm hearing that song, I can do magic, baby. I'll perform a trick for you. So this is like this child has the ability. It's like this child, they see people, and it's like they have an intention, a wish, a prayer for some improvement in the people's lives that come across their path. And it actually works for them. It's very magical, extremely beautiful, extremely blessed. All right, so in this person's heart space, femme fatale. So this person right now, like, they're looking at a woman. They're looking at this woman who, I'm hearing, she doesn't see her value beyond her physical beauty. I hear, and when her physical beauty starts to fail her, in other words, her physical beauty isn't attracting the dude that's going to come and rescue her and take her away and save her from the rest of her life type of stuff. It's not getting people to give her the gifts, whatever it is. She's looking at somebody who she loves. This woman that she's looking at really relies on their physical appearance to obtain what they need to make it in life. But this child really loves this lady, not because of their physical beauty, but because of who they truly are. But one of the things that they're showing me is this child is also where, like, this lady doesn't see who she is. So this lady is stuck in a hamster's wheel of physical perceptions, and it's really causing her some challenges and some difficulties right now. Confirmation from the phone being in. It's now on silent. So let me see some more. What's going on in this child's head in regards to this woman that they care so much about? Prostitute. Oh boy. So there we have this child, this magical child, who's watching this woman that they love. I heard betray their own spirit, betray their own soul, because they're relying upon their physical beauty to obtain, their physical body to obtain their life means. Oh boy, this kid is in a hell of a situation. This child is in a hell of a situation. Like, I don't know who this child is in your life. It could be a neighbor's child. It could be a child that you're related to by blood, but you haven't been interacting with and you've been wondering what's going on with them. This child is somebody that's around you or is about to be around you. Because some of you, this is currently happening, and others of you, this is letting you know what's about to show up, is what I'm hearing. This child is thinking, you know, I'm hearing, when is she going to learn? When is she going to learn? So this child is thinking about that woman. When is she going to learn? I see Michael, welcome. Captain's Log, welcome. Firestar Lord, welcome. Let me see some more. The Midas Miser. So one of the things about this child is that they're actually trying to find a solution where that's crazy. A child is trying to figure that out. There's a child who's looking at this woman that they love, and it very much feels like a mother. They're looking at their mother, and their mother is doing things that is all based off their physical appearance in order to attract a means to live. The child is like, can you, and then the child is like, can you just see that there's another way to do this? The child is trying to craft a higher vibration way to have this woman they love that feels like their mother acquire the needs to live, the means to live, the means to make it. What the heck is going on in this energy? And that's why this protector energy is coming out, and protector and provider. The bottom of the deck we have is the rescuer. And this rescuer energy is looking like you flying high with this child. The child is here. Okay. And I'm hearing the number 11, and I'm also seeing the number 11 from, wow, there's so much that just hit. There, I'm seeing the name 11 from the series Stranger Things. Remember, they shave her head off in the beginning. Her head is completely shaved. And then there's the rescuer energy, and this is looking like you have the heart of a rescuer. You have the heart of, I have the life preserver. I'll throw it over. I'll help you. Come on, right? And you have the resources to do this, ability to do this. And here you are connected to this child. Now, one of the things I'm gonna say that I'm seeing is that a lot of you are connected to this child, but not from the physical plane right now. But others of you are literally physically in this person's environment. But I just saw somebody where you're connected to this child through dreams. Like I said, you haven't been physically connected to this person for a long time, but I feel like you know the mother as well. And you've been wondering what's going on with the child. What's going on with that woman over there that I know and love, right? Well, apparently she's like trying to attract her means of sustenance through physical appearance. And the child knows there's got to be another way. And so anywhere where you are connected to this child, whether it's physically and spiritually or only spiritually in the spirit realm, what you need to know is this situation is happening because you can help provide protection even without physical presence and even without physical action. You can use your spirit, you can use your spiritual energy to cover this child over in a protective spirit, in a protective energy, to protect their soul, to protect their inner magic, and even I hear to protect their body, because some of you really feel like the protecting of the body is very necessary right now, but you have the spiritual ability to do this. So we're going to dig another layer deeper. I pulled out for our next layer on this spread, the Cozy Witch Tarot. So we'll see what our spirit's going to reveal to us as we build upon this message. And, you know, anytime I hear or I see anything, I'm just going to tell you what I hear and see. And Spirit does on this channel speak more in an umbrella language because each of you are living such a different physical experience with the same general outline. If you could look at it as though it's an outline and then you write from that outline, right? In your personal experience. And so that's why oftentimes the messages are more general, but this is also why we begin every message out with the reminder to bring your own intuition to the party, because it's going to fill in your specific details as we go through these messages. So let me see. Why is the child eternal here? Show me more. Because of the Nine of Swords. We all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. And this Nine of Swords is giving the energy of what I had just spoken, more detailed, specific, which is like some of you are connected on the spirit realm through a dream. Through a dream. There is worry, there is concern about this child's ability to maintain their purity of spirit, their hope, their optimism, their magic. If they're sitting up there watching somebody who is betraying their body, betraying their soul, betraying their mind and their heart in order to obtain their physical sustenance, like you could be very concerned for this child's well-being right now. Why do we have the addict in your physical experience? Oh my God, because the mother is addicted. We're talking about so whether that addiction is to any type of physical substance or whether it's just a mindset, right? Addiction is a mental health issue. So let me see, why is the addict showing up? Okay. Why is the addict showing up in your physical experience? Because the Hermit. Oh my goodness. For somebody, we're talking about a Virgo. But the other thing of it is, this is so, thank you. You know, for those of you who know this woman, you don't, and that's the storyline that they're going to move forward with at this point. You don't talk to this person for a very good reason. Because this person, it's like when they come around, they flood life with this darkness. They do. It's like they are a whole storm walking. This is the type of person that believes that a dark cloud follows them. And because they believe that, it's abso-fucking-lutely true. I heard your belief cannot combat their personal identity. Their own self-identity is stronger than your belief. So this is someone, it says there are some things that must be done on your own. You know that you can't help this person address their issues. You know that the only thing you can do is offer them beautiful intentions, wishes, and that's about it. Like on the physical realm, there's nothing I can do for you. So you spend your time isolated from this person, trusting in your own journey because you feel like, yes, I need to stay on my journey. I'm not going to let this person in their dark cloud blow me off of my path. But there's this child involved. You truly care about this child. And so what can you do? That's the woman's child. You can't go around kidnapping folks' kids. You know, if they gotta go, they go take their child with them, right? Or at least you would hope so. Because a young man passed away already, but his mother left him. His mother did not take him. She left him with his stepdad and the stepdad's new wife. Like, that's crazy. What mother does it? Well, this one didn't. She took her child. As a matter of fact, I heard this child would have been better off if this woman would have left that child with this person, which is you, with the good intentions for them. But there ain't nothing you could do about that, right? So you're on your solitary journey. You're in your power. You know that this is the right thing for you to do, but you're concerned about this child. In your feeling space, the Three of Pentacles. What's the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work, is what the card says. So while you're on your solitary journey, oh, I heard you have a very conscious awareness of the fact that the changes and the improvements that you make in your energy field could easily influence their energy field. So although you sit across the table, you're not on the same table as them. I see the mother is there busy counting her pentacles. The children are reaching out to you spiritually, and that's where you focus your energy, is to encourage and uplift this child. So somebody is confused as you're hearing me say this, because I already told you there's no physical presence. You're speaking to the spirit of this child. You're speaking to their soul. You're empowering their spirit. You are offering all the spiritual support. You do this in the spirit realm. This is not a physical interaction for you. This is you knowing that somebody benefits as you focus on them in the energy of protection, of the energy of provisions, in the energy of authority. And I heard, and you can reach their energy from anywhere around the globe. So this is something that I'm seeing. Spirit just cut me off. The whole train of thought just got cut off. And they said, each and every one of you, whoever watches this video, whether you're watching it while the little red thing says live and I'm recording it, or whether you're watching it years from now on a replay, there's somebody out there who you know could use your protection, your provision, and yet you can't offer that physically for a damn good reason. They said for a damn good reason you can't offer it physically. So they're saying, if you catch nothing else from this message, offer that spiritually. And then they just cut me off with somebody else's personal experience. Your energy came in and it said that you are the father and you cannot take the child from the mother for reasons that we don't need to talk about, I heard. But the mother has taken the child away from you in some sort of way. And so you can speak to that child's protection. You can speak to that child's provision. You can offer this energetically, spiritually over that child, even without the physical contact. Okay, you can spiritually set the intention and decide and declare that should that child ever require physical assistance, that they would receive the perfect physical assistance that they require in the perfect form, at the perfect time, in the perfect place. Okay? So let's see what else. The 9 of Cups. Live in a constant state of gratitude. So are you the one that's sitting there with the dog next to the beach in your little VW bus? Okay, because somebody is literally doing that. Who are you? Let me know. And I think it's cute. Is it a 23 window bus? I always thought those were really cool. You're so thankful that at the very least you have access to this child. And it's like, I see you sitting there offering wish fulfillment. I see you sitting there offering moments of joy and happiness that actually touch this child. That you don't have any physical confirmation of that other than maybe you might believe it with me telling you, but there's no way for you to know that this works other than the spiritual confirmation we can offer you. This child is not able to say, hey, guess what magic happened for me today? And I just saw something. This child is not able to let you. I was about to fall down. I was slipping on the rocks and somebody offered me a hand. A stranger was there to catch my hand. And I do feel like that's heavily symbolic in your case. But you have to know that this child is blessed, safe, and protected no matter where they stand in your skin. Why? Because you have that much power to protect that child. You do. Anywhere where the mother is lacking in the wisdom, the ability, I heard, or the spiritual acuity to protect their child, because that their mother doesn't have it. Their mother is so focused on the physical realm, on trying to attract some guy to come and whisk her away. She's looking for a fucking savior, okay? But we're not in that mentality. So here you are, wrapping your protection around this child, wrapping your provision around the child. So how does that play out in the child's life? I just saw, like, they hanging out with their mom, and then just random strangers will be like, oh, look at this, they gave me a whole extra meal. Are you hungry? You want it? And the child's like, yes, please and thank you. You know what I'm saying? Now the child got a whole meal. And yeah, the child will share with their mother. This child loves their mother no matter what their mother's doing. They don't think it's right, but they love mother, and they will share with their child. But the provisions come, you know? And it's like, hell, they show me something else. Somebody who would do ill will to that child. It's like, as soon as they come to approach a child, what I just saw was somebody who that evil doer, they call him an evil doer. somebody who that evildoer has beef with sees them as they're getting ready to go get to this child, and you know, they get tore up. They get tore up. They have to answer to whoever else they got bad beef with on the streets for whatever they did. They got caught. So Spirit is really saying, don't worry about them. Rather than use your mental powers and ability to pour worry over them and be worrisome, because that could make it easier for these unpleasant things to happen to this child, pour your love and protection over them and just know, right? With the broom coming out in your spiritual experience, it's clean. I heard cleaning out my closet. I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you. But tonight, I'm cleaning out my closet. It says, tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. So some of you have been in a state of worry, and your spirit is now saying, listen, don't do that. You don't need to worry about them. You need to pour blessings over them, pour protection, pour that abundance, pour the provisions over them that they require in this life. Yes, you can. Lisa, I see you. Latasa, I see you. Shannon, welcome. Let me see some more. The Eight of Cups. If your life feels still, explore some new scenery. So this child, what they want you to know about this child is this child sits in their physical experience, and they do use the power of their minds to craft a better outcome, to craft a situation of freedom for themselves. That's what I see. This child is saying to me, when I grow up, I will live a completely different way. I know another way because somebody told me there was another way, and I saw that it worked for them. They didn't do things the way my mom does, but they did things a completely different way, and I want to do things that way. So you've influenced this child enough to where this child has a conscious ability to focus on creating a better day for themselves. They know how to use their mind to escape the situation and fly with you, okay? Let me see some more, please. Eight of Pentacles. Sorry, but the fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. And so this child knows and can feel like that their mother is stuck in a cycle, and she doesn't want to break it. And her cycle has to do with using her sensuality, her physical appearance to try to attract money, power, favors, gifts from people. And she is aware, like, she's watched it so long. This little girl has watched it so long that her mother does this, that she wonders what it will take for her mother to change her ways. I'm hearing. Yeah. And this little girl, oh, I heard she watches her mother try to steal anything. This, like, the mother is in such a state of lack and limitation that she'll watch her mother try to steal anything. And I'm seeing a cash register, and I'm seeing, this is crazy. I am specifically seeing a Burger King, and I'm seeing a cash register, and I'm seeing where the mother just sort of, like, when she hands the money, she kind of drops it, so the cashier has to drop down to the floor to pick something up. And then the mother's like reaches into the cash box and quietly takes out something, right? So the little girl knows that her mother is stealing as well. Wow, this is crazy. And the mother's stealing things, she knows it's not going to be good. And so the little girl is like using her power of imagination to dream up a different life for herself. She's like, yeah, I'm never going to steal anything when I get old because I don't have to do those things. I know I'll be able to find another way to make it. I won't do it like this. I'll do it like the other people that I met in my life who use their talent, skills, and abilities to be of service, and then, you know, they get paid. They don't have to steal. Oh, wow. Because what I'm hearing is this child has watched their mother steal, manipulate, and take so much in life. But the thing is, as much as their mother has stole, lied, cheated, and manipulated, things have never gotten better. Things have never gotten better there. So you, amongst a couple of other people in this child's life that they've come across paths with, have shown, like, you know, when you work and you're honest and you're a decent person towards people, like, you could do things that you love and people will pay you. And guess what? You don't have to do underhanded things, you know, and the child really has respect for that, because this child has awareness, like it keeps coming back to bite their mom in the butt. It's like as soon as mom steals enough money to do something, then something else happens, and it doesn't matter that they ever had the money, is what I'm seeing. Wow. Six of Cups. Give yourself the compassion you were never given. This child is in their mind thinking, you know, when I get older, I really want to find that person again. When I'm old enough, I want to go meet. They want to come find you. They want to come find you. They're hoping that you'll still be in the same place and that you haven't moved. They're hoping that they'll be able to reconnect with you in the physical place, because they think about how generous you were. Like you had your own store, or you had your own shop. Whatever you had, it was yours. Whatever you earned honestly, and it gave you enough to share. You were able to give from your abundance to this child, and possibly even to her, right? This child constantly has the memory of how abundant, how generous, how kind you were, and how you always had, and how it was consistent with you. Because like I said, whenever their mom in this situation, or whoever mom is representing, comes across anything by these underhanded means, it never lasts, it doesn't make things better, and they keep ending up in a worse situation. But she's a minor child. She can't just leave. So this child remembers being in your ambiance, being in your presence, being under the favor of your generosity, receiving the grace that you have to extend. I see a dress. You bought this child a beautiful dress, and they remember it. They remember when they felt so beautiful and so happy and carefree because of the way you were with them. And that's a memory that lights them up. And it's like, did you teach them? Yeah. They said, yeah. You did teach them to replay the best memories of their life. And you taught them that, to do it from a place of appreciation, I'm hearing. You taught this child to relive the best memories of their life from an energy of gratitude. Because you knew that you had to help the child to understand that the more time they can sit in gratitude, the more they'll have to be grateful for. And you knew that their mother wasn't going to teach them this. So you taught them that a long time ago. Well, you inadvertently became a lot of this child's good memories. So that's beautiful. This child is not miserable, even if their mother is. This child knows that somehow everything works out. And that has to do a lot with the seed that you planted. But I see that the universe, I'm hearing the universe has reinforced that idea in this child. So you need to know that. The Ten of Wands. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? What this child is learning. What this child is learning is Midas Miser. This child is being taught what happens when people are greedy. When people are obsessed with the physical and not giving attention to their spiritual needs, to their emotional needs. When this person is too worried about trying to get some money, because that's what their mother is showing them, and not taking care of hearts and kindness and compassion, and not being a good person overall. So there's something here that just occurred on Halloween time, as we're just, a month out of Halloween almost, that showed this child, wow, don't even, wow. They showed this child where their mother really has a habit of making life harder for themselves. And, you know, this experience is not pleasant. I'm just gonna flat out say that this experience is not pleasant. Even reading these cards is very challenging for me, because I really feel a lot of compassion for this child, and trust and believe, like, my highest self is just pouring all these blessings over this child too. And not just the child the way I see it, but the collective child. Like, there's children out there, a whole bunch of them. And my highest self and my angels, ancestors, or guides, I just see them flooding blessings of protection and provision over these children because their mothers don't do it. And it's like, this child is like, I'm so tired of the struggle for money, and money being the root of all evil in their life because of their mother's perspective over it. Because this child has seen that there's another way to do it. This child has seen, like, whatever example you provided, that you don't have this obsessive, hoarding, cutthroat by any means necessary, but yet you still always seem to have the money, right? That you're actually a very kind, generous, considerate person. And so they've seen a different way. This child is really looking forward to the day to where they are able to step out and do what they have to for themselves. Yes. Temperance card, let go of self-imposed limitations. And it's, oh, I just got that. Oh, thank you. Okay. Too much information all at once. But keep it in queue, okay? Keep it in the hole. So this child is waiting for divine timing to where they're mature enough to come and find you again. And when they come find you, you will find that they have vastly improved their life because they know what they don't want. And because of knowing what they don't want, it helps them deduce what they do want. And then having met you, you showed them what they do want. And they have more awareness and more expansive capacity to perceive what else is possible for them because of their interaction with you. The other thing that I'm saying, now this is the first time I'm gonna say this, so I mean, take it as you receive it. Somebody here, you are that child, and you are, it's like your future self that you are today. It's like you're sending all this energy back to the child you used to be. While you watched your mother go through all this, while you were making those decisions to have a better life. And it's like, now you're sitting in that energy of, oh yeah, I did that, right? But I know I can access all time, space, and dimension with my mind. So here you are, reaching out to the child that you were, giving them the protection and the provision and the support and the magic that will keep them safe and keep them flying high, I'm hearing, through the challenges, you know, because so when you were a little kid, you didn't know what support system you had. You couldn't physically see it. You had memories of somebody that came into your life and showed you another way. But what you didn't know was a lot of times where you just let that stuff slide off your back like duck off a water bag. Like I'm hearing when your mama would get crazy and tell you some stuff that hurt. And you would cry. What you didn't know is your future self was reaching back in time to hug you, to hold you, and to let you know that not only were you going to make it through this, but you were going to transmute this energy, and it would be permanent, and you would find your stability, and you were going to be safe, and that nothing that was happening to you during that childhood was going to destroy you. It never was. I love the way that just came through because they just gave us this whole experience and then they circled back and said, now understand that you are that child. You are that child. You are the child. And I'm hearing, for how many of you are ones who are able to say both are true? Because that's also what they're showing me. How many of you are able to say both are true? I am that adult that supports that child, and yet and still I am that child too. In other words, yeah, you watched your mother go through this, and that's probably why you connected with this child, and you know who that child is, and you do send blessings and protection and love of that child because you've been that child. And you've also done all this, you've healed yourself by going to the child that you were, pouring that protection, the blessing, that support all over that child at the time where the child that you were didn't have nobody to turn to except for your mother, who was selling her soul and betraying her soul for some money, right? And then now as an adult, you look around and you're like, oh, something's going on with that kid right there. I see that kid all the time. Maybe all you do is just smile and wave. And you might say, hey, I made some cookies. You want some cookies? Or, Halloween come around and you get something really nice because you know that child's going to be outside at some point today. And so here you go. You take them a whole meal. I don't know what you're taking them with the dessert. I don't know what you're taking, but you take them something. You know what I'm saying? This is the energy. This is an energy. And this is what Spirit is showing me. So I love the way this message has come out today, because talk about empowering, like, and it's often like that, because what Spirit wants me to share with you on a spiritual level, what's happening is 100% of your life is like when you signed the application to become a human on earth at this time, you said you would live this. I'm getting them. They're showing me that at 65% of your life, you would live this experience in order to elevate the consciousness surrounding that experience for humanity. So let's say you're 30% of your lifetime into the experience when you figure out that's not my way. So you left it, right? So what happens is you come out of the karmic experience, but it doesn't mean that you're done. You still have another 35% of your life to fulfill that energy, to elevate the consciousness around it. So now what happens is you're not living in the heart of that experience of being that child whose mother is selling her soul to elevate the consciousness, but you're on the outside of it, which means there will be people in your environment who you are meant to interact with, because this is how you've continued to fulfill the 65% you committed to of your human life experience to elevate consciousness around that experience for all humanity, right? And so that remaining, since you learned the lessons and you left it physically in that 30%, the remaining 35%, you could do it through interactions with neighbors, with family members. You could literally become a social worker and do it for your job. Some of you had started some sort of advocacy group. Maybe you just have a proclivity to attract people who's in situations so you could talk to them and talk it through them, right? So in some sort of way, you have, oh, thank you, this is perfect. When you were yourself the one in the life saver, you were the one in the center that's living the karmic experience. You were living in that experience where you had somebody who should have took care of you, but they were too busy worrying about chasing some money, worrying about being sexy and trying to find somebody to come and rescue me. And you're like, I'm not doing that. So then you moved out of it. So you spent 35% of it in it. When you moved out of it, you became the carrier of the lifesaver. You became the one who could rescue the other because of having gone through it. Having gone through it, you could see it, you could understand it, you could explain it, and you knew how to get through that. And so even if you never talk to these kids, even if you never see them again, you think of them and you pour that protection, that provision, that wisdom, that whatever they need, that you know they need, having been that child, all over them. And the reason you know how to do that for them is because you figured out you had to do that for you. And somebody is watching this reading right now, and you've been wondering how to get out of this cycle of poverty, out of this cycle of sexual abuse, out of this cycle of throwing your body after people who you thought were going to save you, but they never did. And this is the answer. You got to go to that child version of yourself that observe this and learn this from wherever you did, and let that child know they're going to make it through no matter what. And it's a extremely liberating, they're giving me the word liberating process to do so. And so some of you, you know, you've had issues with being a provider for yourself and for others because of that. And so now this Emperor energy that came through as our dominant energy for humans right now, it's like anywhere where Father was there, absent, or, you know, provided so well or didn't, right? Those are the things that are coming into question for humans, because there's different, it's like the whole scale is being highlighted at this time. Some lived on one side of the scale. Some lived on the other side of the scale. Some were the balance beam. I hope that makes sense to you, right? So you can help them because you were able to help yourself. With that, I'm going to get into your Alpha and Omega messages. And, they said before we do the Alpha and Omega messages to give you a yes or no answer to your personal question. So now is the time. If you have watched this video, paid attention, received the messages, then it's time for you to receive your answer. This will work once, and it will work once for all of you who get to this point in the video. If you just skip forward through the video and you're just here to get a free answer, yeah, I'm not so sure this is going to work for you. That depends on your soul and the way you got your energy set up. But this answer is going to be accurate for all of you. One time. okay, from this reading one time. But Spirit said to give you a yes or no. We're going to give you a yes or no. They want me to give you the experience that comes with it as well, which will not apply to all of you. But let's see, what's the answer? Is it yes or no? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. We had the fourth card coming out was the Ace of Wands. Before that, we had the Magician, the Hermit, and the Two of Cups. The bottom of the deck came out with the Judgment card. Yes, this is a liberation. Love was taught by checking your own soul about what you attract. And yes, there is a new, yes is the answer. Okay, yes, there is a new experience. It's going to be different. But yes, there is freedom. That's the main message in this experience. I'm going to get into your Alpha and Omega messages. These are the cards we pulled first. And we're going to now read them last. And interestingly enough, it's Major Arcana 20 on this deck. It's Review and Contemplation, but that's also the Judgment card that was at the bottom of our yes or no answer deck. It says, you've accomplished a great deal in your life and you have much to be proud of. Now it's time to decide what's next. As you contemplate the past and the present, you'll get clear on your divine life purpose. Don't be distracted by conventional thinking. Be the real you. So somebody here, you've been looking at what is your divine life purpose. It has to do with exactly where you empowered yourself and healed yourself and overcame this crap from the past. Let's get your final message for today. Dear you, uncertainty is the new normal for the whole world. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and the old ways we once trusted are no longer reliable. But leaving the familiar behind can be a good thing. When you are pushed to step into the unknown, you are pulled toward discovering new possibilities that have been hidden in plain sight. Check in with your higher power. Your soul knows better than your small self. Have faith in the support of a higher power and the infinite potential for your life. Right now, the advice we have for you is this. Try something new. Do something different. You won't know how it feels, what it looks like, or what the outcome will be if you do not take that first step into the unknown and experience the unfamiliarity. You'll be so glad you did because the treasure will appear. We're so proud of you for being brave. You are so loved and so supported. And they said they want me to go ahead and do this. Let's do it. If y'all with this energy, let's offer some energy to these children together as a collective, because even the religion said when two or more are gathered together in my name, well, there's a group of us. And we're going to join together in this intention, in this energy. And so here we go. I speak to the souls of all the children. I speak to the souls of all the children who have been neglected, disrespected, and left in tatters. And we say, we elevate you, we protect you, we pour our loving support around you. We provide for you the experience of provision, of safety, of security. You are so loved, you are so valid, you are so important. Your needs being met is a natural way of being for you. And any adults that feel that they could take advantage of you or go against you or utilize you for their personal gains, those plans are thwarted, they are circumvented, they are interrupted by divine intervention in every case. You are blessed, you are safe, you are protected on all time, space, and dimension in every physical place that you be. You receive everything that you need to keep your magic light inside of you, living and prospering. Your physical experiences may be very challenging, may be very difficult, may be very painful right now. But we need you to know that you are loved and supported. And you make it through this some way, somehow. The divine is on your side, and we send to you our angels, ancestors, and guides to support you, to protect you, to provide for you. We also know that something great is being materialized through you, because the wound is where the light enters. And I know that this has been difficult for you. But keep your head up, keep your mind focused on the freedom that you create for yourself. As you live these experiences that you don't enjoy, we're so thankful and grateful that they create in you the desire for another way, another day, a new experience. And I know that you see success in this. And I see you having the success in this, building a better life for yourself, being the kind of mother or father and both that you wish you had, being the lover of the children that come into your life in a way that you knew you deserved it. And that's what we offer you now. We all came from places where we didn't have everything the way that we should have, or thought we could have, or thought that would have been right. But we made it through. And the same way we made it through, you do too. I know that some of you are in captivity, literally, and somehow you are free. You are freed from it now. The right person finds out. The right person comes along. The right system interrupts. The right intervention puts their plans to Fox. Okay, you're going to upset them because you're going to be free. And you are free now, spiritually. And that body be free too. May your belly be full. May your heart be stimulated and warm. May your mind be free and living fully in your magical capacity. We send you all the love and strength and support that we have as a collective group, knowing that you really exist, knowing that you're really real, just like we are. We may never know your names. We don't have to. Some of you we do. And that's beautiful too. But to all of you, we send you warmth and love and support and provision. May your belly be full. May your heart be full. May your mind be bright. And may there always be your own authentic divine light. Praise in all our days. And so it is. It's done. It's done. It's already done. This is what we have for you today. Thank you for being a part of this energy. Thank you for working with me to bless these children, the ones we know and the ones we don't. And, you know, I'll always come back. So you come back too, okay? Until next time, sending you so much love, peace, and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.